Hey everybody, this is Brittany here with Surfing Waves of Light, and today we're going to be channeling a message from the Arcturians. So let's see what they have to say. Greetings, dear beings. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to be with you all. We are a collective of energies that serve the love, light, and forgiveness of this world. We are here to assist in the collective shifting of minds through the implementation of new loving ideas and thoughts, which can slowly be planted in your mind and grow and change and evolve until you are the reflection of the thoughts that we bring forth. And we bring forth only thoughts of love, and you will know this because our messages will feel good. We are not here to coddle the collective and make them know that everything is okay, for it is not. But what you think is not okay is not what is going on in the external world. It is that you continue to react to it. It is that you continue to allow the external world made of fear, made of worry, made of unloving ideas to influence the energy and the being that you are. For we tell you now, and we will tell you again and again and again, you are a creative being. You are made in the image and likeness of the universe, of God, of Source. And so part of this shift in transformation is not in the physical realm. It is in the mind. It is in the shifting of the understanding that you are here to rule your own kingdom, that each moment in time, each community you live in, each experience you are brought to, these are all playing grounds for you to bring love to, for you to step into your authenticity, to become the fullness of who you are, to exemplify what a creator being would do in these situations. And so many of you have been so disconnected from Source for so long that it is hard for you to truly remember what it is to be God, to be love. And we will explain this now. We will help you to understand what it feels like when you are fully embodying your creator mindset, your creative abilities, when you are fully allowing the energy of life to flow through you. For in this culture, you are taught to chase. You are taught to work hard in a distorted manner, and you are taught to fear that you could miss out on the things that are meant to be yours. But this could not be further than the truth. In a way, this reality has its training wheels in that you can never go too far off course. Although we will say in this reality that those settings are made quite high, where the realm of emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical suffering can be experienced. But we want you to know that there is a choice. There is a choice in how much suffering you experience here. For when you see movies where people are being tortured and shot and all these terrible things are happening, if you notice in these movies, there are moments where these characters did not bring peace to a situation, did not learn to love, forgive, or walk away for the highest good of all. And we want you to know that that is a beginner step to what creative beings do. They do not get involved in other beings' karma. For at this time, you have been all given a free hall pass to be free to roam around this realm and do whatever you like, as long as you are embodying love, as long as you are embodying peace. For you may run into beings who are out of sorts, out of alignment, yes. And in fact, we are attracting these beings to you, not for you to intermix with their karma, but for you each to learn a mutual lesson. For the being who interacts with you, who is highly distorted and unloving, Their lesson is to notice the example of your existence. And your lesson as a being who is looking to embody love more fully, your lesson is to be an example of what love is by not allowing that being's karma to overcome you. For fearful karma is so easily transmuted by a peaceful mind. It only takes only a mind that is vibrating at a low vibration can be manipulated into these type games. When a mind is of the higher energies, when a mind understands the power of love and its logical, practical applications, then that being understands that there is nothing outside of him that can truly rule over him, that there is always a way, and that love will show you that way, no matter how dark a demon or how scary a system or organization. It is not that you are meant to go against these. No, in fact, we say, ignore them, let them act as they wish. Know that you can create your own kingdom, your own majesty, your own way and order of law. You do not need to be upset at those that hold political positions. They have no power over you until you give them power, which is what you have all been trained to do. And now we are here to say the biggest distortion on this planet is that anything outside of yourself can rule over you. And it just takes simple practices, typically good communication, clear understanding of that communication, of ideas written down via law, via moment, via energetics. You will find that this system has much creativity, for even in low vibration, creativity continues to exist. You see this all the time when beings who are seemingly clearly guilty of a crime get off. They do this because their lawyers are creative. Their lawyers know that the system has cracks, just as you all work within certain aspects of the system that has cracks. And so you understand the flaws and you understand how easy they are to step through. That is what this being's hospital experience taught her. She was meant to be a nurse, not because it was her highest calling, but it was necessary training for her to understand the medical system. Once she understood it, it was easy for her to learn how to heal herself. And this applies to all areas of these systems that you feel so trapped and brought down by: the work system, the family system, the expectation system, the more physical structures and systems, the school systems, the collegiate systems, the scientific systems, even alternative and spiritual community systems. There is no one right way of walking this path. Each of you will have a different feeling, because if this world was made up of one source, then you can imagine that each of yourselves is an aspect of that consciousness. And so, like a blanket that is knit together, you each move through the blanket in a different way, which is perfect, which is what makes you one. For there will be overlap, but of course, each being will have their own journey, will have partners and influencers and all sorts of moments in time with beings. But truly, that is all you have, is moments in times with others. Moments to share, moments to be authentic, moments to rule your kingdom, moments to allow the majesty of universe to rule over that time. For that is what you are doing. If time was a million moments of separation, you are here to take that moment of time that is like a tiny black and white bubble of unloving ideas, of resentment, of guilt, of fear, of shame, any of those. And you are here to step back into that moment in time like a bubble, play out your character, but bring the golden light, bring the love. That is all you're here to do. This is a cleanup project. This is truly a reality that you all created when you were very young in your separated state. You created many interesting realities in your young creative state before your soul was able to evolve more in this realm, in this low frequency of a vibration. Earth does have a very steep learning curve for a new soul. It is very tricky and complex to navigate, and we understand that, and that is why you have so much help here. But you have to get past the first clue, which is that you are guided, you are loved, and you are source. And what you are here to learn is how to embody your magic, how to embody your power, how to know that if you relaxed into yourself and embody the most authentic versions, everything that you could ever want would flow to you. That is how a creator being works. Creators do not attract, they allow. They do not judge, they do not hold resentment, they do not allow any emotion to take them out of that space where they are in communication and connection with the divine. That is why creativity is so important. It is a connection to self. For all selves are being guided by their higher aspects. For love goes on. And the permanence and imprisonment of timelessness allows each and every one of you to be a greater experience of what you are. For this moment is separate. For this moment is not who you are particularly as your whole self. You're embodying just a small piece of you. That piece still multi-dimensional and complex, but know that complexity is always something that goes hand in hand with unlovingness, for love is simple. There is no complexity to love. It is very clear. It will be in your feeling self when you are grounded and centered. It will be easy to know and accessible. It is in fact the foundation of your juror system. The idea was that beings within your community who know you, they could ground into love, and through that, those beings' abilities to see the situation in the highest light could allow for justice to be served. And this is still a possibility. And yet we believe that the more you embody love, the less you will even need these systems. These systems only come because you are still thinking in unloving terms. You still do not trust that the universe is here to take care of you, but you must do the work of getting into alignment. That is your job. Because if you're at a workplace that beats you over the head and drains you and knocks you down every time, it will deplete you, and then it will take you out of your connection to us. You will need to restore. It will just take you more time. But if you're constantly being beat down, then we are going to be asking you to step away from that situation, because we want you to have more time to receive us. And that is an important thing. You will find that there are ways to collect the money, the food, the housing, all the things you need in this world. You have just been trained poorly. You have been trained how to do it in unloving ways. And that is also what is fun about this time. For many beings of this one's age and younger and even older some, you are having the opportunity to learn how to house and feed and clothe yourself in a non-traditional way. For the way of the mortgage, of the 9-to-5 job, these are all okay, and they do work for some people, for sure. There are some people who are maximizing this effort. They are using it to live their best lives. And so we are not against one system or the other, but we will say that a being working in love flows from one moment to the next. And so your challenge is to figure out how to get these necessities without having to give so much of your time and energy away. That's really the game here, is getting back your time and energy. And what you'll eventually recognize when you have fully embodied your creator being is that you don't need anything outside of yourself to achieve the states and status you want, which is unconditional love, which is pureness, which is wholeness. That is all that you are, and that is what you will continue to be, truly. And so now you get to play the character, the actor, the woman who doesn't believe she loves herself or feels shame for something she's done. This reality is not so real. As we said, it is a cleanup job. You created these realities, many like it. Think of times when there were colosseums and lions ripping men apart. You had some very intense realities you created when you first came in to unloving earth, to this plane. But now you know. You've been here long enough. You've experienced enough suffering. You have experienced so much, and it has been so valuable for the soul. But the higher self in you, the one who is more attached to all that is, has recognized that enough suffering has occurred. And you will even notice that the physical suffering, as far as brute, violence, and trauma, is waning. We see that there is just not as much energy available to beings to be violent. There is much more of a depressive, sad, mild energy, which seems bad, but in fact, a sedative was the perfect cocktail in this moment for a planet that was so wired, that was so ready to fight, that was so ready to engage in war over ego and pride and all sorts of things that do not matter, that do not cover the core of what is needed. And so we want you to consider these ideas as you move into your day. We want you to run these through your guidance system, because as you know, this being, human and separate as she is, she will channel her little heart out, and she will do her best to ensure that her biases do not interfere. But she is human, and so we encourage you all to practice your channeling. That is our role here. Our role here is not for this being to be a speaker box for what is right and wrong for you. No, she is here to help you to get back on the train track of love. But once you are on the track, you can utilize your guidance to feel into each moment and know what is loving for you. For that is what you are all learning right now, because a queen is loved. A queen loves herself and cares for herself and does whatever is necessary to be emanating her highest energy. That is all that is happening here. We just need enough of you to emanate the highest level energy that it will trickle across the entire consciousness, so that every being knows that they can live a life they truly love, that there is no need to be another moment spent in doing things that are not in your highest good. And we know that just from this one step, so much healing would take place that there really would not be a need for hospitals and medications, not nearly to the degree they are needed now. In fact, we see the futures of those industries as low, not because anyone will be in trouble or lose money or any harm will come. No, it is just because beings will embody love. And what you'll come to realize is that when you embody love, you care not how a system falls or what happens to your money. You recognize that you are the value, you are the money, you are the source of everything you ever needed. You can attract the food you need, the housing you need. You can allow, but you must have time, you must have space. And that is why jobs that take your time and space are very hard, because you don't have time, like a month or 2 weeks, multiple amounts of time off to just see who you are, when you don't have to wear all the masks that come with playing in this reality. The mother, the father, the worker, the sister, the cousin, the carer, the sitter, whatever role you're taking on, it is so important to spend time outside of that mask. So, so important. And so we will leave you with that. We love you all so very much. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are your purple grandmas and grandpas. We are those who cheer you on at the sidelines, sending you our love, sending you our knowing that there is nothing wrong you could do here, nothing wrong you could have ever done. So when the feeling that you have done something wrong comes up, know that we are here to say, it's okay. You colored on the wall. It's no big deal. We'll paint over it and we'll try again. And that is all this reality is. If you mess up, you will be given another opportunity. So do not focus on the mess up. Focus on how you might do it and approach it the next time with love. And that is the secret key you need to unlock the door to a happy life that vibrates into a oneness consciousness, one that your soul has been desiring to be united with again so much. And we are excited that you are truly on the path to that moment in time. We will speak to you again, of course, at another time. All right, that was the Arcturian Council through this microphone, which I hope worked, because that was a great one. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Feel like the still here a bit. And I will see you guys again in the next video.